It's not so much that Chuck Norris was missing in action. Actually, the war was lost, and Chuck Norris was there to find it. Missing in Action, released in 1984 and is directed by Joseph Zito, who's also behind such films like Invasion USA, Red Scorpion, and Power Play. And of course this film is starring Chuck Norris, M. Emmett Walsh, Lenore Kasdorf, James Hong, and David Tress. And the reason why we're talking about Missing in Action today is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from a big contributor and supporter of this channel, David Klimoff. Thank you once again for this recommendation and the bundle that you sent me earlier this year. Once again, I apologize for completely missing it, but we're getting to all of your recommendations here over the next several weeks. I had never seen this film before. I'm a big fan of Chuck Norris now, as I'm being inundated with him over the last couple of years since starting this channel. And I noticed that this film is a franchise, it's a trilogy, the Missing in Action trilogy. And I was thinking, okay, so I don't know what these films are about, but is it about just a pretty awful soldier? Like, does this soldier keep going missing in all of the wars and battles that he's a part of? Like, you're not a very good soldier if that happens, sir. But no, it turns out that this guy is a veteran, but he goes back into those old war zones to rescue prisoners of war. And my God, of course, they got the right man for the job. Probably the one man who can do the thing to stop the thing to save the thing. So thank you very much, David, for the recommendation. If anyone else out there also wants to be like David and help support me and contribute to this channel, you can select the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with David Klimoff here. Colonel James Braddock is a U.S. military officer who spent 2.5 years as a prisoner of war during the Vietnam War, but he managed to escape his captivity and has been living with the PTSD ever since. Well, now it's 10 years later, and Braddock accompanies a government investigation team traveling to Ho Chi Minh City to investigate reports of U.S. soldiers still being held as prisoners there. And of course, the government agents who are there want to do everything politically and professionally and by the book, but that's why Braddock is there, to work in the shadows and to get shit done. It's a role that doesn't have a lot of lines. He barely talks at all, and what he does say is simple, like, one-line throw-offs. Braddock, what are we gonna do if this happens? We'll think of something. Well, what's gonna happen if the boat blows up? We'll think of something. Well, what happens if I fall in love with you and I want to express my love physically? We'll think of something. These are basically the majority of the lines that he had, so all he had to do was deliver these one-liners and then hold his gun at his hip and then just take out all the bad guys who were creeping around the corner. If any other person does this, you shake your head and go, oh, this is just stupid action fun. Yes, it's fun, but god damn it, it's just so stupid. But for some reason, Chuck Norris has... well, he hasn't, we have, as a people, have built up the legend of Chuck Norris enough to where he can do no wrong. Actually, wrong does him. He can do whatever, he can say whatever in any movie that he's in, and we, the audience, we're gonna buy that, and we are gonna 100% just accept it and go along our merry way and enjoy the movie. Because that's exactly what I did. We have campy situations, we have cheesy, stupid situations to where this guy should have been shot 1,000,000 times, but of course he hasn't, because when the bullets see this man, Chuck Norris, they get afraid and they change direction. I'm trying to come up with all the legendary Chuck Norris jokes that I heard growing up. I just want to put them in here. I think I'm on a good roll so far. There's even a moment in the beginning where we see him during the Vietnam War, and he makes himself up to like the second-story hut, and he sees a Vietnamese soldier killing and stabbing one of his brethren. So he takes out 2 grenades, he pulls the pin, and instead of just tossing the grenades down to that soldier to kill him, he decides to jump himself with grenade still in hand and goes, ah, and then the ground explodes around him. But then he awakes from his dream and everything is fine once again because he's Chuck Norris. I think it's every man's goal in life to get to a status like a Chuck Norris, to where you can just be anything and everything to everyone. All joking aside though, I did have a really good time with this film. I think it's a great representation of the 80s. This is 80s cheesy humor, cheesy action, just cheese all over the place. But even during this time where we have people like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, who are these big, muscular guys, Chuck Norris appears here, and yes, he's physically fit, he's pretty damn broad in the shoulders, but he has an everyman quality about him to where you look at him and you go, okay, yes, we can tell that you're in shape, but you're not so overly done on horse steroids to where, like, hey, I feel like if I put effort in, I could look like you eventually. And that's a great quality to have as an action hero, and really, it's unheard of during this decade. Not really until you get to the later part of the 80s where you start seeing more everyman heroes come around, like a Keanu Reeves or a Bruce Willis. But Missing in Action, I think, was a lot of fun. Chuck Norris, again, I mean, how could you hate anything that he is in? He's just so cool with everything that he does, even though you might not necessarily agree with how he's going about doing it, killing diplomats and running in a battle while everyone else has their helmet on. He doesn't, because he just needs his feathery hair to just flap in the wind and get all sweaty and look so damn good doing it. I'm gonna give Missing in Action 4 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I like it a lot.
So guys, if you've seen Missing in Action, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so the next time I release next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.